I honestly don't think I could have done anything to make the outcome any different. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay. Now today is not a reselling haul, it's not a top tip video, it's a bit of a moan and a bit of a complaint and hopefully a bit of a heads up in case something like this happens to you. Or hopefully it doesn't, because this is a really bizarre scenario, a really bizarre circumstance. Hopefully I can explain it as best I can, and hopefully that you don't fall foul of anything like that. So let me give you a bit of a backstory. So I bought a Reese jumper from a charity shop back in, must have been sort of March time, for about £3, about that. Listed it in April, and it sold mid-June. I can't remember the exact date it sold, but I sold it for £18 plus postage. So took it to the post office, I wrapped it up, took it to the post office, sent it normal, second class delivery, never had an issue, obviously under 20 quid, so I'm covered up to 20. Didn't think anything of it. Happened to check that it had been delivered to a click and collect address rather than the buyer's actual home address. Fine, not an issue. Haven't had an issue before. Obviously put the click and collect code on the front, my address on the back in case it needs to be sent back. All the usual stuff. All the usual stuff I've learned over time doing this reselling stuff. Didn't think anything of it. Just another dispatch in my mind. About 8 days later, got a return. Return was raised for, well, I haven't had one for a while, so I wasn't too hard done by. I didn't feel too hard done by. But they didn't give a reason. So I was like, okay, that's odd. Normally they say they don't want it anymore, they change their mind, it doesn't fit. Haven't had a defect yet, but that's another one. You say it's got a defect, so it's not sold as seen, fine. But the other one is completely blank. So yeah, not having a return reason didn't float well with me, didn't sit well with me. So I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. But I thought, obviously eBay automatically accepts the return, nothing I can do about that. It's coming back to me, I can relist it, it's not a problem. It's happened before, it's not the end of the world. Couple of days after that, I got a message from an eBayer. Happened to be the buyer of the jumper. And hi there, yeah, I went to collect it from the Argos and they'd already sent it back. Apparently I was too late. Oh, well, yes, you have a week, a whole week. You'll get a notification when it's been delivered to the Argos or whichever click and collect facility you use to say your item has arrived. You have a week, or 7 days, to collect it before it's sent back to the seller. Now, for whatever reason, they took 9 days to go down to this Argos to pick up the item which had already been sent back. So I was like, oh, for goodness sake, that's not a great start, is it? So obviously they said, look, when you get it back, I'd be happy to buy it again for the same price, yada yada. I was like, well, okay, that's fine. I mean, again, I haven't had an issue before. Except I haven't had the jumper back. It was dispatched from the Argos on the 21st of June. It's now the 29th of June. So 8 days, basically 6 working days, and I've had nothing. No correspondence from the Argos. They gave me a code, like a track code, but it doesn't work at all. It doesn't work in Royal Mail, and it says it's been dispatched through Royal Mail, so I don't quite know what method they sent it back, but it certainly hasn't come to me. I have my address clearly stated on the back. Well, I had basically house number and postcode, which is all you need really. And it's just disappeared in the system. So basically, I had to refund them. I had to refund the buyer because, as I said, it's 29th of June now. I had until the 1st of July, which is now Wednesday, it'll be Friday, to refund them. Otherwise, eBay gets involved, basically automatically refunds them, and I'll get a strike against my account, which I don't particularly want, as I'm currently a top-rated seller. So that was not a decision I wanted to make. Well, I did not want to go through that. So this is the problem I have. What could I have done differently? How could I have... Well, I'm wasting my breath. There's nothing I could have done to make the situation any better. I've sent the parcel and it's been successfully delivered to the Argos. So I can't claim on Royal Mail because they've done their bit. It's been delivered. I've paid for a service and they've done their bit. They've delivered it. I can't blame well, I can blame the buyer because they should have collected their parcel within a week. I'm not quite sure why they didn't, and if they couldn't, maybe they should have gotten in touch with Argos just to say, sorry, I've got a parcel coming, here's the code, I can't pick it up, do you mind hanging on for it a little bit longer, so I can come and collect it? None of that. So I don't know. What else could I have done? The package was delivered successfully, but it's Argos at the other end, or whoever sends it back, it's their fault that it hasn't come back to me. I clearly put my address on. Whether that somehow rubbed off, I used a biro, so it's unlikely, but maybe it did. Maybe a letter came off or something. But again, if I'd attached like a postage, like a sticker with my address on, that could have fallen off. So anything could have happened. So really, what else could I have done? Ultimately, say the buyer should have they should have collected it. They should have gone when they were asked to within the week. Is it their fault? Not really, but ultimately they've got the refund because they're no better off, but they're no worse off, and I'm out of pocket. Admittedly, only £3 because technically that's all the jumper costs, but it's principle, isn't it? What if that item had cost me £20 or £50 or more? I would have sent it tracked or special delivery if it's over a certain value, but the return journey, would that have still been sent standard? I don't know the policy of click and collect from like Argos's perspective. Do they take into account the value of the product? Do they even know the value of the product? I don't know. But basically there is a Reese jumper floating around in the system out there somewhere. I have no idea where it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, it's a really bizarre one. I could find nothing on the internet about this happening, and to be fair, it's something that sort of it has upset me a bit. It has upset me because what can you do? You've basically, as a seller, you've just got to take the hit. There's nothing you can do about it. You've just got to take the hit. It's so frustrating. Admittedly, this is the first time it's happened, and hopefully it won't happen again. But I really don't like click and collect anyway. What's the point? Why can it just not go to your home address? Surely everyone has a post box or something of that description. Why does it have to go to a facility that obviously isn't very good at dealing with parcels, and when things do go wrong, they kick up a stink and you're left sort of trying to work out what's going on? It's happened before where things haven't worked out. So like I sent a parcel ages ago, put the code on, and I think the marking might have smudged on the way or something, and they mistook a B for an 8 or something, and I had to, it was a rigmarole. Now you might say, Chris, why don't you just print your labels? I'm not paying eBay to print my labels. I'm not paying eBay for the label then affixed to a parcel. I haven't got a label printer. To be honest, I like doing it by hand. Now you could say that's where your flaw is, and I admit that might be why. But over 400 parcels say otherwise. They've all reached their destination mostly without issue. There should be nothing against doing things by hand. It's cheaper, and I just prefer it if I write it out myself, because computers make mistakes too, see? So I don't know. I'd say, is there anything you would have done differently? I don't know. It's frustrating, and I know you can click a button on eBay to say you don't want to deal with click and collect, and I am tempted to click that button because it's hassle. It's for a buyer, it probably is quite convenient. For a seller, it's just more hassle than it's worth, to be honest. It's another step in the process that I just don't really need, don't really want. It's another agent that just can cause chaos. eBay alone can be frustrating to work with. Chuck in an Argos or a Sainsbury's or something like that, and it just exaggerates it. So yeah, there is the long and the short of it. I'm out of pocket, admittedly, again, only by a few quid, but it's the principle. It's the principle that I, as a seller, can do nothing about this situation. There's nothing that I could have done, even if I printed the eBay label off, even if I sent it recorded, like, for such a low value item relatively. The fact is that Argos didn't duly send it back accordingly. They just I don't know, slapped it in the post and off it went. So I don't know. I don't know where it's gone, but say he certainly isn't going to get his jumper because it is lost. Now it might turn up. It might turn up in the next few days, but I'm very doubtful. I'm very doubtful. Usually it's sort of, you know, second class delivery is what, 2 to 3 days, maybe 4 if it's busy. But 6 working days, nah, I have my doubts. I don't know where it's gone. I don't know where it's gone, but I think it's probably lost, which is a shame because it's quite a nice jumper. So there we go. Tale of woe. Tale of woe. And another reason why selling on eBay can be a real pain in the arse. It really can. It's just these little things that, you know, as a, you know, part-timer, it's nice to have my own business. It's nice to be in control of things. When I'm not in control of things, that's when it gets frustrating. It's like, well, you know, what can I do? I could phone up the branch and say, what the hell have you done with it? Where have you sent it? But ultimately, it's been dispatched. It's in the system somewhere, and it's sort of lost in the ether. So, damn. But yeah, click and collect, not my favourite. Not my favourite. Whenever I get an order that's a click and collect address, it's like, oh god, here we go. Got to be extra careful. And I was, and it's still backfired. So there we go. There we go. Not the end of the world, but I thought worth making a video on because ultimately, I think it's a situation where you're just gonna have to sort of suck it up and just take the loss. So you can't claim from Royal Mail because it's already made its journey one direction. So you've obviously, they've done their bit there. You can't like claim on Argos because what evidence have I got? It was delivered, they sent it back, but they're not going to refund me. They're just like they're the middleman, aren't they? The middle person. They're just like an agent of getting a product from source to what's the opposite of source? The buyer. You know, they're just an agent. I prefer it if they weren't there at all, to be honest, which is hence why I don't really like click and collect very much. But there we go. There we go. I think I've rambled on enough. It's just yeah, just frustrating. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I'm trying to think in my head, is there anything I could have done to prevent this from happening? And if I have another click and collect thing, is there anything I can do? Say it's a higher value item. Is there anything I can do to make sure that this doesn't happen again? I don't know if there is. I don't know if Argos will send it back in the same way that I sent it to them. Maybe an eBay label would be preferred, but again, so like I said, I haven't got a printer. I don't really want to pay eBay more money on top of what I've already paying them, which is probably too much. It's like 65p for a sticker. Like, no thanks. No thanks, you're getting enough already with your 15% listing fees and goodness knows what. So yeah, not fun. So yeah, heed my warning, click and collect. Just try and cover your back as much as you can because it can go wrong, and when it does go wrong, you're pretty much left up Pooh Creek without a paddle. Next video should be more cheery, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully it's been of some use. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. The most frustrating thing isn't the loss of money or the time I've wasted, you know, delivering it and stuff, turning it to the post office. It's the fact that I've been able to do nothing about the situation. I've had to just give in, refund the buyer, give in to eBay's ways, give in to Argos's shoddy postage methods, and just suck it up. So there we go. But hey, this is a very rare occurrence, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. But yeah, just thought I'd make a video about it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care. See you soon. Goodbye.